What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are once again with Miss Kaitlyn Amanda. 20 things you can't forget before visiting Australia. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Kaitlyn, what we got?
G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kaitlyn and I'm an American living in beautiful Sydney, Australia. As someone who's traveled to Australia and as somebody who now lives in Australia, I know some things that you definitely need to pack before your trip over here. Now, if you're planning on moving to Australia, you're probably going to have a much more extensive list than this. But if you're coming to visit, there are 20 items that you absolutely cannot forget before you come over here. So if you want to see what those 20 items are, grab a bicky, grab a cuppa, and let's get right into this list.
Talk to me.
Number one is comfortable walking shoes. Australia has so many places to visit. You're going to be going from some of the big touristy sites to some of the local cafes and restaurants, maybe walking by beaches. You're definitely going to want to be comfortable. This is not the trip to bring your high heel shoes or your fancy loafers. Definitely bring comfortable shoes to walk around in. Which leads to the next item on this list, thongs. Whether you're going to the beach or whether you just want to walk around in the summer, thongs are like an essential type of footwear over here. And by thongs, I mean flip-flops.
We got you. We got some comfortable walking shoes. Gotta have your thongs, aka flip-flops. Know what I'm saying? Okay.
You will see Aussies everywhere wearing these, from pubs to walking around in the city to the beaches and even just going to the shops. Aussies love wearing thongs. You will find them everywhere here. So if you want to feel like a local and also be comfortable, bring a couple pairs of thongs with you. One thing you absolutely need are clothes that have loose, flowy fabrics. Now, I'm filming this in the middle of winter, so don't mind me. But if you're coming over here in summer, it gets so hot in so many places. It can get incredibly humid, especially if you're going to places like Queensland or the Northern Territory. One of the biggest mistakes that I made coming over here for my first trip was I thought just wearing regular sundresses would be okay and didn't think about the type of fabric that those dresses were made of. It was heavy, it was thick, and I was sweating so much as soon as it reached 35 degrees. So if you're going to be bringing any kind of dresses over, make sure they're light and flowy. Guys, if you're going to be bringing shirts, you don't want to be wearing those thick polo type of shirts. Bring a couple of button-down Hawaiian shirts. They don't need to have Hawaiian prints on them, but something that's a light, soft linen, cotton type of blend. Next up is...
Okay, I feel that. Yeah, we know it get hot, you know what I'm saying? When the streets melting, you know it's getting ridiculously hot. When you can cook an egg on the sidewalk, you know it's getting ridiculously hot. Okay. So no, it's not just the fact that, right, it may seem like summer clothing, but you gotta make sure it got that right fabric when you go over there.
Shorts. And I know some people who absolutely love wearing jeans. They live in jeans. They will wear jeans when it is like 40 degrees outside in certain places in the States. But you're definitely not going to want to do that when you come over here. Yes, bring a couple pairs of jeans, but bring a couple pairs of shorts as well. Because again, it can get so incredibly hot in some places that you're visiting. And we all know what it's like when you're traveling around somewhere on holiday. You're moving around a lot, you're going in and out of places, you're walking a lot more than you're used to, and you're probably sweating a lot more than you're used to. So those jeans are going to get funky fast. So bring a couple pairs of shorts, you'll be a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more relaxed.
Don't want no funky jeans. You don't want none of that.
This next one is crucial, and I have like some very specific tips when it comes to this, and that is sunscreen. Australia actually has the highest rate of skin cancer anywhere in the world, and Australia has a very high standard for their sunscreen over here. So whether you're coming from the States or anywhere in North or South America or Europe or anywhere at all, bring a little bit of sunscreen, like enough to last you for 2, maybe 3 days. You don't need to bring a whole bottle with you because Australian sunscreen is amazing and it's still pretty affordable. It's some of the best quality of sunscreen that you will get in the world, and you want sunscreen that's going to be a minimum of 50 SPF, and you're going to be applying it a couple times throughout the day. So if you're coming over, just bring a little thing with you to last you for a couple days and then buy sunscreen here. Now these two just make...
See, as someone who don't even wear that, I feel like I would have to wear sunscreen in Australia. It would be necessity. And I've never wore sunscreen in my entire life. Like, it was just been me versus the sun in the summers, and when I go to pools and it's just, know what I'm saying? I never burn. Like, I get blacker, but I don't burn. But I feel like Australia, yeah. I feel like I would even have to put on some sunscreen.
Makes sense. Bring a hat and bring sunnies. It's warm and sunny in a lot of places in Australia. Obviously, a hat is going to protect your head. Sunnies are going to protect your eyes. I feel like that one is incredibly basic, but so many tourists seem to forget bringing one or the other when they come over here. Next up is a reusable, or even better, a collapsible water bottle. Obviously, you can go into 7-Elevens, you can go into the servos here and buy bottled water. But you can also drink the tap water over here. There's nothing wrong with the tap water in Australia. So bring a refillable or collapsible water bottle with you. That way you can fill it up in your hotel room, your Airbnb, wherever you're at, and just have it with you throughout the day. You can go into cafes, and most of the time they're more than happy to refill it for you. Once in a while you get somebody who's a little bit of a grumpy barista, but for the most part, if they're not busy or swamped, they're more than happy to fill it up if you're walking around the CBD. It's better for the environment, it's going to be better for you, and it's something you want to bring with you on the plane anyway, just to stay hydrated. So bring a collapsible, empty, reusable water bottle. Next,
maybe it's just here where I'm at in America, the city I live in Texas, but I don't drink tap water, bro. Like, tap water, like, it's not good. It's not good. But like I said, maybe it's just we just got dirty water in this city or something on it. But I don't mess with tap. It's got to be bottled water. Has to be, unless you got one of them like filters on your tap or whatever, which I don't have. I never had. But yeah, all bottled water.
Bring a beach towel, because if you're coming to Australia and you're here in summer and you're not going to a beach, it is a completely wasted trip. Australia has over 10,000 beaches and they are incredible. So bring a beach towel with you. I know that a lot of tourist shops here will sell beach towels, but do you really want to buy one with the Australian flag for like 20, 25 bucks? When you can get one back home for like half the price, put it in your luggage. And even better, if you get those Turkish towels, they're so quick drying. They're practically sand resistant and they're so easy to pack. They're lightweight, they're thin. I highly recommend bringing a Turkish towel with you if you can, but if you want to splurge and get one of the souvenir towels over here, go for it. Obviously, if you're coming over in summer, bring a swimsuit, which they also call bathers over here, because nothing is more disappointing than wanting to go for a swim and realizing that you didn't pack anything. So sometimes you can go again to the souvenir shops, but you might be paying like $50, $60+ on a pair of board shorts or a bikini. Just make it easy. They don't take up a lot of room in your suitcase. Bring at least one swimsuit per person if you are coming over. Bring an umbrella.
I feel like, that should be obvious to people. Swimsuit. Gotta have a swimsuit. Why would you go to Australia without a swimsuit, bro? Come on, we gotta know this. Thank you, Kaitlyn.
Especially if you're going to places like Melbourne, where you can experience all 4 seasons in one day. You don't want to be stuck in the rain. You don't want to buy one of those ponchos that make you just feel all sweaty and gross. Just bring a small travel-sized umbrella. You can get them super cheap off of places like Amazon. A small little one to put in your suitcase. Trust me, it's so worth the space, because you do not want to be stuck in the shops in the CBD and have to pay $20, $25 for a poorly made umbrella. Number 12 is insect repellent. And if you're going to the cities, it's not going to be something you have to worry about too much. But if you're coming to Australia and you're going camping, or you're going to the outback, maybe you're going to go hiking around Uluru, you definitely want to bring insect repellent, because the bugs here are god awful. The flies are terrible, and so are the mozzies. So bring a little bit of insect repellent with you, especially if you're going camping or if you're going pretty much anywhere out in the bush. 13 might not be a prerequisite for everybody, but bring hiking boots if you're planning on going for bushwalks, if you're planning on going hiking anywhere. Comfortable shoes can help, but there's some really treacherous terrain out there. You really want shoes that are going to be comfortable, that are good for your feet, that give you the proper support you need. And even though there are some really great walking shoes out there, sometimes you just can't beat a good pair of hiking boots. So if you're planning on coming over and doing a few hikes over here, it's worth either that extra suitcase space, or it's worth wearing your hiking boots on the plane, so that way your feet are comfortable for those few days of your trip.
Yeah, see, I've never owned a pair. I've never been hiking in my life, which is crazy, right? I've never been. Actually, I went to one hike, but it wasn't long. We didn't stay out there long. We probably stayed out there for like 30, 40 minutes. And then we were just like, let's go back. Let's. But yeah, I've never been really like hiking where we're walking for miles, bro. That would be cool though. That'd be cool to experience.
Aloe vera is something that you're definitely going to want to bring. Whether you're somebody who tans easily or somebody like me who burns easily if you're out in the sun for more than 5 minutes, bring a little bit of aloe vera with you. I know it's not always easy to find small containers of aloe vera, so get one of those little travel size containers that you can buy off of Amazon. Fill it up with whatever aloe vera cream you have at home and bring that with you. Obviously you can get aloe vera gel here, but it's so much better to have a little bit of it with you on hand if you need it than to feel that uncomfortable sunburn, have to run around to the shops and find some. Just bring a little bit with you, and then if you run out, you can always go to the shops and get more if you're over here. Next one is melatonin. Bring melatonin, because unless you're coming from a very similar time zone, which not a lot of people are when they're coming to Australia, your body is going to feel so out of whack for a few days. So if you bring a little bit of melatonin with you and start taking it so that way you can adjust to Australia's times, you'll get sleepier when it gets dark out, you'll be a little bit more awake once dawn hits. It will be so much easier for you to adjust if you have that little bit of extra support. So bring some melatonin with you. You can get it here, but sometimes having a little bit on the plane to really start to adjust to that new time zone is going to help so much more than waiting until you've actually landed to try to adjust your body to Australia's time zones. 16 is...
So the thing about my body is it can fall asleep at any point in the day. It can fall asleep at the drop of the hat. You know what I'm saying? All I do is this, get in. 30 seconds later, I'm passed out. If I would have closed my eyes for 30 seconds, guys, this video would have went for like 30 minutes because I would have been gone. I'm telling you, it's just, bro, I just pass out at the drop of a hat no matter what time of day it is, no matter what I'm laying on. It's just, no matter if I'm sitting, it's just, I can tell this body to pass out whenever.
Get a universal travel adapter. They are so much better than trying to bring these different ones with you. I remember they used to have to sell them in multi-packs. You can get one little cube-sized travel adapter, and it has all of your needs when you're traveling. So trust me, investing in one of these is a lifesaver if you're coming over here, especially getting ones with USB ports on the side. I'll link the one that I bought on Amazon. This is so incredibly good. Just remember, if you're like me and you come over from the States, that converting doesn't work for things like hair dryers and curling irons. You're either going to have to buy a completely different converter, which is big, bulky, and heavy, or you can just buy like a cheap curling iron. You can buy a cheap blow dryer, hair dryer while you're over here, and chuck it up on Facebook Marketplace a day or two before you leave. Trust me, it is so much easier than trying to bring that extra converter with you just to bring your own personal stuff from back home. Now, motion sickness / seasickness pills. Obviously, you can get those over here. But if there's a type of brand that you have at home that you're more comfortable with, that you know works, bring some of that. Whether you're going to be in a car for a long time, or even if you're going to Sydney, sometimes you have to hop on the ferries. And I know some people are very, very sensitive to seasickness. So if you're not sure, bring a couple with you. They take up practically no room in your suitcase, and you'll feel a little bit better having something that you know works for you and is reliable. Now, if this is the first time actually getting on a ferry, or if you're not really used to very long car rides, then there's motion sickness pills and whatnot over here. But I know for some people, they prefer certain brands that they can get at home. So if that's the case for you, bring some with you. Bring a waterproof camera case. Now, if you're lucky enough to have one of those GoPros that's waterproof and has that special sort of lens on it, go for it. I highly recommend it.
I need me a GoPro. I definitely need me a GoPro for sure.
But if you're like me and you end up taking most of your pictures or videos on your phone, you're going to want a good waterproof camera case. If you're going to places like the Great Barrier Reef, obviously, why not take photos? Why not take some video? But you want to make sure that your phone is protected. So get a good, reliable waterproof case. If you're buying it off of Amazon, check the reviews. Like, if you're going to do anything, check the reviews for things like that. You definitely want to make sure that your phone is protected, and you definitely want to make sure you get those once-in-a-lifetime pictures. Bring a waterproof camera case. So bring one nice outfit and one nice pair of shoes, guys and girls. So if you're going to the cities, there are some incredible restaurants, but these restaurants sometimes have dress codes. So they're not going to let you in if you're walking in board shorts and thongs. Sometimes you need to dress up just a little bit. I'm not saying you need to bring your Sunday best. Don't bring a ball gown or a suit and tie with you. Bring a nice pair of slacks and a button-up shirt. Bring a nice flowy sundress and some nice strappy sandals. You want that nice mix between casual and business casual. That way they let you in and there's no issues with dress code if you're coming over here and planning on going to a nice dinner. I bring this on every single trip I go, no matter where I go, and that is a prebiotic or probiotic pill. And these are wonders for keeping your stomach sort of in sync. Remember, you're going to a foreign country. Even though they had chicken where you're from, these chickens aren't raised on the same type of land over here in Australia. Your gut is just not used to some of the foods over here, even if they seem familiar. So your body might feel a little bit out of whack after eating Australian foods for a couple of days. Your gut is very sensitive, you guys, so bring a probiotic with you. I remember Mark and I went to Hawaii, and he started to really feel it after a few days. He just was not feeling himself.
Wow.
But I'd taken a probiotic every single day I was over there, and I had no problems. I didn't have an upset stomach. I didn't have any kind of gut issues. Even when we both came down with a cold, my stomach was fine. So bring a couple probiotic pills with you, one for every day, and you will be set. You won't have to worry about having traveler's tummy. And last one is a backpack. Just bring a backpack. Trust me on this, you guys. You can use this as your personal item on the plane, but you're also going to want something to carry around with you if you're over here. Nobody wants to run back and forth to their hotel to bring a towel and their swimsuit with them. Nobody wants to have to constantly run back and forth to get changed in something new, to drop off their souvenirs. Just bring a backpack with you. It's so much more convenient. Even if you're like me and you carry a purse somewhere, make sure that somebody in your party brings a backpack. It is so simple to bring and it's going to be so much more convenient than you realize. Just bring one. So that's it for this
Definitely gotta have it back. I feel like that would make things a lot easier.
video, guys. 20 items you have to bring for a trip over here to Australia. Was there anything I missed? Let me know in the comments down below, you guys. If you guys like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. It really does help support me and help support this channel, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.
Yeah, so I feel like there were definitely some things on here that I wouldn't think I would need, but I've never traveled anywhere, so I feel like they definitely could be helpful, and it'd definitely be better to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them. So I feel like there's some things on here that definitely that I wouldn't think of to bring, but because I've never needed them, but because I would be going to a foreign place. Because I have never left the country, like they will probably be essential to have. But that's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon and drop it in the comment section. It's your boy D-Man. Out.